Morning, everybody. How's your Friday doing? We're coming at you live every single day at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm Jason, and he's the Hockey Squirrel. We talk today's MLB slate with dishing out winners along the way for every single game, and we're powered by BetUS, a fantastic sports book. Down in the video description, you can find a link that'll get you on over to BetUS, and you can see just how fantastic they are. Use cryptocurrency over there, and they've got the best sign-up bonuses. No better time to get over there, get that free money, and give yourself a good payday this week. And let's get Squirrel's opening thoughts. We call it quick hits. It's in the first inning. What's going on this morning, Squirrel?
Hey, man, not too much. I didn't really give out anything yesterday because there was nothing to give out, and at least we have some viable options for plays today. I think there's some decent spots, some bettable spots that are actually get me excited enough to open my wallet.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday, right? We got through yesterday's show. We said it was either a day to lay off, which you decided to lay off, or it was a day to just to hope and survive. And I survived. Went 2-1, turned a profit. So a nice day. That's a nice day. I mean, you turn a profit.
Absolutely.
Frankly, that's a nice day. So
any day that you're above zero instead of below is better.
Yeah, and as we said, to the much better baseball slate today. So we've got that comment section open as we run through the innings, run through the menus here. Let us know what some of your leans are, some of your best bets are. We'll circle back through the show. We'll grab the comments and we'll answer them. And appreciate you guys hanging out. Appreciate you guys bringing the energy as well. Hit that like button. Let's go ahead and move over to the second inning now. We call it around the bases. We'll each take a couple games. We'll each break them down and give you a bet as well. Let's have Squirrel kick off today's show with a game that he's interested in.
Yeah, I really like the Yankees today to start off with things. Domingo Germán against Nathan Eovaldi. I know Germán hasn't had the greatest start to the season, but when you're getting the Yankees at a really very low -115 price point, something I'm very interested in, then you mix that with, as I go through my system repository, I think I have 3 or 4 systems that if I'm looking at a favorite system, generally I like to be over 60%, and all of these are over 60% systems, and that would imply over -150, and I'm getting -115 for an away team, on the Yankees with everything that's going on there, especially with Aaron Judge as the guy to watch, as everyone knows, taking home run props on him all the time, but. The Red Sox are starting to lift off the bottom just a tad. They've been playing a little better in terms of numbers. So they are, a little bit more middle of the road rather than being absolute bottom of the barrel. But I still feel quite comfortable at a -115 on the Yankees today.
If I had to pick a winner, I would be on that side too. I think they definitely have the hitting advantage. You've mentioned it. The Red Sox are certainly coming up out of the basement, but Yankees still hold a pretty sizable lead right there in hitting. And bullpen-wise, Yankees are still up there, and they remain one of the better teams from a bullpen perspective. That Red Sox bullpen is still struggling. So like the over in that game, if I had to pick a winner, I'd be right there with you. And go ahead and give me that Yankees money line. I'm going to go ahead and talk about 3 games because they're all the same bet. They're all the same trend, so let's just do them all 3 here together. I'm going to do Cardinals F5 team total over 2.5 runs at +130. I'm going to do the Dodgers F5 team total over 2.5 runs at -130. And Mets F5 team total over 1.5 runs at -130. All of those teams are facing a left-hander. Cardinals right now, top 5 offense, hitting 5th right now versus left-handers. Dodgers right now are top 3 offense versus left-handers. They're 3rd in Major League versus left-handed pitching. And the Mets are average right now versus left-handers, but they generally crush left-handers really well all season. And they're seeing Ranger Suarez, a guy that they've already cashed this bet in his season debut, and the Mets were only getting 1.5. Remember, this is a Mets team that we've cashed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at over 2.5. For some reason, we're getting it at 1.5. I'll gladly take it. Circling back now to the Cardinals, they've got familiarity there with Eric Lauer. This is going to be the 3rd time facing him. Had success in both of those starts earlier this season. And Dodgers just been crushing left-handed pitching. They're seeing Daniel Lynch of the Kansas City Royals. Like, are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah.
They should absolutely light him up.
I do not like that guy. I do not like that guy at all. I think, who else was it? Between him and, not Brady Singer, but who's the other guy I just faded?
Keller? You like fading Keller?
No, on the Royals, though. There is Keller on the Royals, isn't there?
Bubic. Our guy Bubic.
Bubich. God, I hate him, too. Terrible.
Royals are
Lynch and Bubich, dude. Anytime those guys come up, I cannot. Man, I'm on the other side. It doesn't matter.
All right, let me recap those three teams, and I'll let you get into your second game. So it's Cardinals over
Okay.
2.5 at plus 130. Dodgers over 2.5 at minus 130. Mets over 1.5 at minus 155, and all those an F5 team total. All right, what's the second game for you here in the second inning?
You almost could call this one a steal. I think is Tyler Mahle and the Twins against the Angels and Sand Shovel there of the Angels Sandoval at a minus 130 roughly. Seems, I mean, just off the bat, knowing the Twins being from Minnesota and then throwing Mahle on the mound on top of it all against struggling Angels. Sandoval's not real amazing in my opinion anyway. You give me minus 130 and then combine it with like 90% of the money on the Twins, which in certain cases would scare me. But again, the Twins aren't your Dodgers. The Twins aren't going to be a Braves, a Mets, where, you know, it's like everyone's on them all the time, or Yankees. I think it's for a good reason. The line's moving the correct way. You give me over 60% systems that I have again in the repository. I see absolutely no reason to not be on the Twins today. There would be no reason I would entertain the LA Angels.
There's no way, no way. The gaps in these two clubs are massive. I thought I was going to be on the Twins. Saw it last night when I was doing my handicapping. Like, ooh, left-hander. They're not crushing left-handers right now. They're not even average. They're actually below average right now. That being said, they're still better than the Angels, to the Squirrels' point. But in terms of, I was expecting to back the Twins and couldn't quite get there. But yeah, from a money line perspective, at minus, what did you pay for it? Minus, was it 120? That's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah, and I think that it is still at that at some books. Let me see here. So here, we want to do our best to push BetUS and everything, but right now today, for whatever reason, Caesars is screwed up because there are two bets. It's the Minnesota Twins at a minus 120, and also at Caesars it is our long shot, which I'm going to give my long shot away because I want you to get the line now before it goes away. It's the Cleveland Guardians at a plus 158, and everywhere else is plus 140. Like, that is insane. So if you have access to Caesars, just go snag that. I would.
Yeah, I'm with
18 cents on the dollar more over everybody else. I mean, you talk about closing line value and positive EV. You're going to get it on the Twins and the Guardians.
And the
today.
Guardians. Love it. Love it. All right, let's shut up and give these guys some pitching props. That's what we do here in the third inning. We call it shut up and pitch. Do you want me to go first, or do you got anybody?
You can go first. Otherwise, I had asked you a little bit about Michael Kopech. Going against the league strikeout Detroit Tigers at the plate, he gets a high line of 6.5, which I haven't seen him do, at least in the game log, really at all. The last time he went over 6.5 was one time against the LA Dodgers on June 7th. Other than that, he hasn't done that at all. Even against Detroit themselves, he only got 4 on July 10th. So I might go under the 6.5 for him today.
Under 6.5 for Michael Kopech for you there. All right, guys, my pitching props. I've been struggling. If I went back through my spreadsheet, and I usually do that about every month or so, I had to take a guess. Pitching props haven't been kind to me. We've taken a lot of unders. We've gotten wins, of course, but I bet if I had to go back through my spreadsheet, we've suffered more losses. I'm going to give out 2 unders, but because I've been getting my ass handed to me, I'm going to drop in a parlay. It's Friday. It's payday. Parlay comes in at plus 246. I'm going to take a chance. One of them, it's Eric Lauer under 4.5 Ks. That's a starter there for the Milwaukee Brewers. Mentioned the Cardinals' top 5 hitting versus left-handers. In terms of a strikeout rate, they only strike out 11.3%, second best in the major league versus left-handers. They've already cashed this bet once versus Eric Lauer, and then they lost on the hook in his other start as he got 5. So I'm going to take a chance on Eric Lauer under 4.5 Ks. And then I'm going to parlay him with Daniel Lynch. They are the Kansas City Royals, also to have under 4.5. Look, the Dodgers are hot versus left-handers, third best in the major leagues. They strike out more than the Cardinals, but they come in at 23.4%, so not a ton. Still outside of the top 10 in terms of strikeouts versus left-handers. Love it. Love what the Dodgers are doing right now versus left-handers. I'm going to take Daniel Lynch under 4.5 Ks. I'm going to parlay it with Eric Lauer under 4.5 Ks at plus 246. Instead of losing 2 units, when both of these guys screw me and they strike out their last batter of the game, and I lose 2 units, I'm going to risk 1 unit to win 2.46 units. Give me Daniel Lynch under 4.5 Ks, Eric Lauer under 4.5 Ks. That's your parlay today. You got anything you want to add with Michael Kopech?
I was just kind of looking around at Cal Quantrill. That 3.5 is right on the teeter totter. I mean, the dude's either at 3, 4, or 5, so it's going to be a stress. I would feel like it's very much a force to go, either over or under 3.5 there. Although I do like the Guardians today, and I think we'll get to that here in the next inning, aren't we going to?
So crazy when you see those strikeout lines at like 2.5 or 3.5. Like you want to take an over, but then maybe when you look it up, it's like, wow, that's why that line's at 2.5 or 3.5. Those are scary. Those are a little too low for my liking. Little too low. All right, let's move it over to the 4th inning. We call it long shots. There's some dogs out there that are absolutely going to bark today. You've mentioned the Guardians. You want to expand on them a little bit more and why you like them against the Blue Jays?
Yeah, and I mean, especially if you're getting it at a plus 158, you probably should do this just out of pure value, honestly, as a positive expected value play or positive EV play is what they would call that. If you're only able to get it at the plus 140 price, I still like it. It's not that I don't. It's just, why wouldn't you get the best price if you possibly can if you have access to Caesars? So I would definitely look up that book if you have the ability. Otherwise, for starters, as pretty much always, the historical systems and whatnot, I would have it at 45.5%. So if we're getting it at plus 140, plus 140 is an easy calculation. That's just 40%. And then you significantly lower that line even more at a 158, which is really just the point in which you need to break even, right? So if you bet this 10 times and they won 4 out of 10, then you would be just breaking even at plus 140. So if you're getting plus 158, now, you have to win less than 40% of the time in order to be profitable. So it's just the importance, right, of getting the lines. But I do have a very simple system. Here's an underdog system for you. It's just 2022. Any away dog between 140 and 160, plus 140 and plus 160, that's literally the system, hits 45.5%. It'd be a 13% ROI on the entire season. $100 better, up almost $2,800. So that record would be 97 wins, 116 losses. So yes, you're only winning 45.5% of the time, but it's the amount of dollars that you're winning that we care about, not the winning percentage. So you can be 5% under 50-50 and win. So it's a little bit difficult to wrap your brain around sometimes, but it is true. And the average line on that being 149, plus 149. So that fits the mold here for the Guardians today. Also, if you took that same exact system that I just gave you, so away dogs in this year between plus 140 and 160, and just made it on Friday only, then it would be 20 wins, 13 losses. So that's 60.5% on Fridays only.
Guys, hit that like button. My man's got system for days. Are you hearing me? That information? Hit that like button. Jeez, great stuff right there, man. Are you kidding me? Guardians plus 158? Oh, love that bet right there. Love that system. Thank you for bringing that stuff to this show, man. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Do keep in mind, though, I mean, that's just 2022, so the sample size is very small, right? Because it's only on Friday and only away underdogs that are between 140 and 160. But this year, it is 20 wins and 13 losses. So, something at least just to have in your back pocket there.
Love it. All right. I agree with, we obviously hang out a little bit before every show.
And the money distribution is all over the Guardians as well.
Give me the money.
40% tickets, 88% of the money currently on the Guardians.
Love how you bring that element to this show, too. Always good to know where the money's at. The money's behind the Guardians with good reason. I had that. Again, we talked before the show. We both had the Guardians. Let's see. The only thing I'll add to it is I think both of these starters could have a good day. Both of these starters could have a bad day. So I don't think there's any starter advantage. Hitting advantage. Blue Jays are hitting better right now, but not a whole lot better than the Guardians. Bullpen advantage. Guardians all the way. So I love your Guardians pick. The only one I want to add to it is Orioles. They continue to be undervalued. There's a sportsbook out there that sends a tweet out every now and then. They've been doing a lot post All-Star break about how the Orioles, if you bet their money line every single day, and the last time they sent the tweet out was like Monday or Tuesday. It's 22 units to the good. If you just blindly bet every Orioles game, you'd be up over 22 units this season. Look, against
For the whole
Rays,
year. Okay.
all year, just blindly betting the Orioles. Look, you got Kluber on the mound for the Rays. He's nothing to be scared of. Austin Voth is on the mound for the Orioles. I actually researched this yesterday when I gave out that NRFI, and then they postponed their game on Wednesday, so they moved Kremer to Thursday and Voth to Friday. Like Austin Voth. Shorter role, building him up, though, a little bit. I like him against the Rays. So I like the Orioles continue to be a good play as they surge for a wild card spot. Very, very in the mix for a wild card. So Orioles, Guardians. I'm with you on the Guardians, and I will add the Orioles, too, as a nice long shot play. What are they, a small dog, I think it was? It wasn't a huge dog, but what was it, 120-ish? We'll get to it here in rapid fire. We'll get to it. So anyways, let's keep this show moving. 5th inning. We call it Keep Swinging. It's time to give these guys some hitting props. I continue to do good with this category, Squirrel. How about yesterday? Paul Goldschmidt and Joey Wendell both hit. Here's what I'll say about this prop, fellas. I've actually been relatively good at this. You know when I miss? It's when I decide to put my money behind it. That's when I miss. So for the sake of the betting community of winning bets, I'm not going to bet it, but it doesn't mean I don't love it. I absolutely love it. I just don't want it to lose, so I won't put my money behind it. It's Christian Walker of the Arizona Diamondbacks hitting .520 versus Senzatella. He's 13 for 25. This game's played at Denver. Love that right there. So give me Christian Walker and parlay him with Jose Abreu. There, the Chicago White Sox going up against a left-hander. He crushes left-handed pitching. He crushes Daniel Lynch to the tune of hitting .455, which is 10 for 22. Parlay those guys over 0.5 hits, -114. The kids used to use the word, is it a lock? It's a lock because I didn't bet it. Bet it, boys, -114. What you got here? Keep swinging, Squirrel.
Well, just to further my Yankees bet, look how often or how much familiarity there is with Nathan Eovaldi and a lot of these Yankee players. They've seen him a lot, especially LeMahieu, especially Aaron Judge and whatnot, and they've got great averages as well. I guess the top 4 there being Rizzo, Torres, Judge, and LeMahieu if you're looking for anybody. But again, I'm just a major money line player. I'm not actually going to bet any of these props. I never do, but that, at least to me, is another factor backing my play on the money line. So look at some of the Yankees players if you're looking for familiarity and potential, I don't know, whatever, hitting props.
All right, 6th inning, we call it It's a Steal. We try and look at today's board, try and find some value, trying to find a steal. Squirrel, I don't know what you're going to talk about, but you gave out yesterday money line of Mets of -150. Remember you saying that?
And it's what, -230 something now? Yes, I do remember saying that because I was talking about Scherzer and he said, sign me up. All you had to say was Scherzer. And it was like -150 at that point, and it is now -235. I see 230. Anyways, I don't know what your steal is going to be, but hopefully people jumped on that Mets line. I've seen line movement, but to go from 150 to mid-200s, whew. It's a lot of line movement. What's going to be your steal that you want to talk about? Or is it Mets money line at -150? I mean, you could call it that if you wanted to, but among things that you could still get now, it would have to be the Oakland Athletics. No, I'm kidding. It would have to be either, especially, oh my God. I mean, if you have access to Caesars, it's got to be the Twins or the Guardians just with the CLV, but I really feel like the Twins are a steal. How could you not at -130 or -120? The Angels are terrible. Sandoval's not. I mean, if it was Ohtani, I'd understand maybe at home or something. I don't. Line's too low. I'll say Twins are the steal.
I like that as well. All right, for my 6th inning, it's a steal. I like to give away a NRFI. I'm going to give you guys a NRFI and then 2 RFIs. How about that? Guys always say, man, you got a RFI out there? Like, guys like to score in the first inning. Give me a RFI. All right, I'll hook you guys up with a RFI. Here's the NRFI, though. +112 for Padres Nationals. +112 for Padres Nationals. We've got Abbott on the mound here for the Nationals. 2 starts, no runs, 2 Ks. Small sample size, obviously, but I'll go ahead and take that. The league doesn't know him all that well, so hopefully the Padres struggle in the first inning. Clevenger's on the mound for the Padres. 12 starts, 1 run. It came via the home run. It was a solo blast. Otherwise, clean in those other 11 starts. 15 Ks. Padres ranked 21st in runs scored in the first inning. So okay, Abbott's got a small sample size, but don't quite know what we're going to get. But we do know that the Padres start slow. 21st in the majors, hasn't scored in their last 3 games in the first inning. Nationals are 13th, but I'm really going to lean on Mike Clevenger here. And just like the Padres haven't scored in the last 3, well, neither of the Nationals. They've also not scored in the last 3. So that's your NRFI of the day. It's Padres Nationals plus 112. I can see if it's still at plus money, but I tweeted it, and the last time I looked about 10 minutes ago was at plus 105. People are jumping on that one. I think that one's a solid NRFI of the day. If you guys want a RFI, you could look at the Giants. They're going up against Bryce Wilson, the Pirates. Bryce Wilson has given up more than a run per start, and he's the second most runs in the major leagues in terms of runs allowed in the first inning with 19 and only 12.2 starts. One start, he didn't even make it out of the first inning. It was really pathetic. 12.1 starts. So he's had 13 starts. The other one you could look at is the Rockies. The Rockies possibly scoring in the first inning with Zach Davies on the mound. He's given up the 16th most runs scored in the first inning. We know Zach Davies. We faded him a lot. So I think your 2 best RFIs today are Giants, Rockies. But the only one I was able to bet was the NRFI Padres Nationals at plus 112. All right, let's do our best bet, and then let's circle through some of these comments, and then we'll hit these people with our best bet. Let's do some comments. Of course, we've got some positive vibes. I love that, fellas. Thank you. We've got Alex with a question of saying, what do you guys think about the Phillies team total over 2.5 today? It's undefeated against Max Scherzer this year. I just hate betting against Max Scherzer. Guy's got stuff. He can mow through a lineup multiple times within a season. Mets have a good bullpen. I hear you. It has cash, but no, it's something I'm willing to actually predict. But you better be getting plus money is the only thing I'll say, Alex. If you're willing to bet against Max Scherzer and that good bullpen, you better be getting that at plus money. Don't pay any juice for that one.
Yeah.
All right, let's move it to the 7th inning now. We call it coming to a stretch. We'll give these guys our best bet today. What is your best bet today, Squirrel?
I'm not going to say it's a best bet. However, I would like to maybe give a warning at the expense of not repeating myself for things like the Yankees and the Twins and whatnot, because we've already talked about those. I will mention 2 games that I have not talked about at all, and I don't mean to scare you on the Orioles. I understand they've been playing well and everything. I guess, and the money's in your favor as well. And I think maybe some of it has to do with the fact that, tweets or emails have been sent out like that saying the Orioles are on fire, that kind of stuff. But I have at least 2 systems that are fade spots or fade systems. So if they fall on the team, that's not a good thing, right? Because it means that if it falls on a team, you would want to fade this team because they're only winning at like 20% of the time in this particular spot. This one deals with being a divisional underdog, which is today in the Orioles and the Rays, right? And it also deals with the first game of the series being a divisional underdog, only coming in around 20% of the time, leading me to liking the Rays at least with Corey Kluber. I'm not overly familiar with Austin Voth still, or Voth, however you pronounce his name. I've seen him come up a few times in the rotation, but not sure that he's done extremely well with like a 5 or 6 ERA, if I remember right. But anyway, I do like the Rays. I would bet against the money. I would bet against the Orioles hot streak and all that. Another place that I would do it is the Mariners. If you like the Mariners today with George Kirby against the Rangers and Josh Sabors or whoever, never heard of him. Probably would have been nice to catch it earlier at a minus 140 or what have you. It's now I think minus 160ish. But again, that same kind of 20% deal comes in on the Rangers as a fade. So the Mariners or the Rays, I guess, is 2 other places I would go that I at least project to have high win percentages. Not to say that the opponent can't win. I mean, 20% is still a chance. It's just, to me, not very valuable at a plus 125 for the Orioles.
Okay, good stuff right there. Another great system you mentioned right there. I'm going to do for my coming to a stretch for my best bet today. I'm going to do a parlay. That's how much I like these teams. We're getting better offense, better starter, better bullpen. Check. It's Padres and Dodgers plus 112. Padres and Dodgers plus 112. Yeah, it's everything. It's better starter, offense, and bullpen. Just need two teams that are competing for the playoffs to come through against teams that are floundering, and the Royals and Nationals, they're not going anywhere. You like to kind of target this in late in the season, right? Teams that are fighting for something versus teams that maybe aren't. Maybe they're already looking forward to the offseason. Padres Dodgers for me plus 112. It's a no-brainer. It's high juice in terms of the money line, so I don't think I need to justify it too much. So let's keep the train moving and go to double play, where we'll actually give these guys a parlay. What's your parlay of the day, or do you want me to go for mine?
You can go for yours, but I think mine will probably include the White Sox.
Okay, I'm going Astros Giants as my parlay today. You're getting Carlos Rodon up against the Pirates. Like everything about that. Obviously, went 8 strong versus the Pirates earlier this season, no runs. Absolutely like that. And then the Astros, they are taking on. I'm actually trying to find them just because. Oh yeah, the Athletics. They've already roughed up this kid Oler a couple times. Garcia's on the mound. They've got bullpens. Everything about that I like. So just give me Astros Giants minus 125.
So listen, man, the one thing that came up out of all the systems that I just would never, ever bet is the Oakland Athletics. I'm not even joking. Came up at like a 40-some%. So I don't have the balls to do that one though. I really don't.
Nice.
If that hits, I don't know.
You're expecting the Athletics to do a little better today?
Yeah, I'm just saying. It was in the
system
within the systems of my underdog stuff at 40-some%, which like there's no way I would actually bet it, but there you go for that. I just thought I'd mention it. I might just take a safe play then and go with the White Sox against Chuck Norris and Max Scherzer with the Mets. That'd be just 2 money line plays at minus 200, gets you like a plus 116, something like that.
I like the White Sox today. Maybe people are surprised that it didn't quite make my card with them facing a left-hander. The perception is they crush left-handed pitching. They have not done that this season. What they've done this season, as opposed to last season when they just crushed them all season long, you could blindly back them, like we've been blindly backing the Tigers. When they face a left-hander, just who cares? Just bet the Tigers. White Sox aren't quite like that this season. You got to ride them when they're hot and cold. They're not cold right now. They're not hot. They're average, but I'm with the Squirrel. White Sox should certainly get it done. So I definitely agree. And Tigers' bullpen's been trash. So, yeah. All right, let's move it now to the closer. Let's give these guys all of our bets. And, of course, we'll circle back through and rapid fire. We'll catch your comments, and then we'll talk about all these games from money line, run line, and over-under perspective. I'll throw mine up first. I'm doing the NRFI today between Padres and Nationals at plus 112. Give me that Mets F5 team total over 1.5 runs at minus 155. Fourth time I've ever given out a bet over minus 150. Hate to do it, but I'm going to stay with the Mets. They've been really good to me all season and 3-0 this week. So going to stay with the Mets. Cardinals F5 team total over 2.5 at plus 130. Dodgers F5 team total over 2.5 at minus 130. Astros Giants moneyline parlay at minus 125. Padres Dodgers moneyline parlay at plus 112. I will do Daniel Lynch of the Royals under 4.5 Ks. Lauer of the Brewers under 4.5 Ks plus 246. Can't wait to see which one of those guys is going to strike out the last batter and screw me. Seems like it's been happening this year, but seems like it's been happening. You might as well just like mentally prepare for it. So when it happens, I'm not raging. I'm just like, okay, that was baseball 2022 again. Cool. What are you rolling with there, Squirrel?
Well, the Detroit Lions. No, that's football. We do have that today, by the way. I think. Tell the people why they should or shouldn't bet on preseason sports. Is it a bad idea?
I mean, unless you're back in the Ravens, right? They've won 20. I knew that, right? They've won 20 in a row heading into last night. If people like to use this is free. Yeah, the Ravens on the money line parlay were probably free. Giants covering the first quarter spread because the Patriots benched all their starters. That was probably quote unquote free. No exhibition football for me though.
Yep, same. I'm not the football squirrel. I am the hockey squirrel. So there will be preseason hockey because I, to a very deep level, understand those lineups, those players, and exactly what they're doing. So I will be doing that on the first game, September 24th, is game number 1
I'm ready.
Of the preseason hockey NHL season. So, and Everything will be free until then at hockeysquirrel.com. So all my write-ups and everything, all these videos that we do are all completely free. I'm not charging anything right now until September 24th. So to give you my official plays today that will be on the website later with write-ups are going to be the Yankees money line at a -115 price. We've already talked about all the familiarity against Eovaldi. Just the absolute raw power out of that lineup that you're getting out of some of these guys. I guess, Domingo Germán, maybe like the only case you could potentially make that, whatever, it's -115, it's the Yankees, I'm on it. Twins money line again with the next two bets. If you have access to Caesars and the line is still there, go ahead and grab it to beat the closing line value and grab positive EV. Seriously, it's the LA Angels. It's Patrick Sandoval against Malley and Buxton, Urshela, Correa, Polanco, Kepler. These guys are, you just go down the list. It's unreal. So that is a incredibly good bet there. And the Guardians money line, my God, if you're getting almost 160 just based off value, you have to know absolutely nothing about this game statistic wise, and it's well worth the +158 if you can grab that line. Otherwise, if you're getting it at the +140 price, I still like it. Jose Barrios, kind of on and off. Could have a good game, could have a bad game. That's with every pitcher. But the Toronto Blue Jays have cooled off pretty significantly down to middle of the road, at least in terms of the last few weeks, going from being, like number one. They were on fire, absolutely crushing, were they not? Mm-hmm. Where, it was a train you did not want to step in front of. It's cooled off a bit there, and bullpen-wise, kind of the same. Barrios, not super trustable this year, so I think it's good value. Systems are there, money's there. I'll grab that.
All right, well, I go ahead and jump on BetUS and pull up the live line so we can talk about all these games from a money line, run line, over-under perspective. Remind you guys, in this video description, you can find all of Hockey Squirrel's information. He's got a Facebook group, good community of people sharing information every day, and, of course, his website where you can check out all of his information. It's in this video description. Let's pull up BetUS. Here we go. Let's kick it off. No afternoon games today. I hate that right there. Want to hang out with you guys on YouTube and do another NRFI, but which, again, I apologize, by the way, yesterday with that game being blacked out. Wasn't the greatest of all experiences, but it ended with a cash. So that made up for maybe a bad experience, but I do apologize for that. Let's get into it. We got Braves and Marlins kicking off the action with an over-under of 7. You got Braves at -140, Marlins at +120. I'm taking I bet the Marlins team total is probably pretty low here. Odorizzi's terrible. I'd probably take like the Marlins F5 team total if I was betting this game. Am I willing to take a stab on the Marlins money line? Probably not. So I'll go over 7. Over 7 for me.
Was there a pitching change in this game that you know of or anything like that?
I'm showing Odorizzi and Lopez on BetUS.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if there was like a change though, because I'm showing that the line came out -170 for the Braves, and it's obviously nowhere near that at the moment.
Maybe just people. I think that could be Odorizzi sucks, and everybody hits Odorizzi, and people are seeing Lopez and thinking maybe the Marlins can pull off an upset. Probably. I haven't seen when I did my handicapping last night. It was Odorizzi versus Lopez, so I don't think there's been a change.
Okay, well, due to the weirdness out of the line, then I'll say Pablo Lopez. I'll take the Marlins. Odorizzi obviously got traded then, right, from the Astros, was it? Mm-hmm. I wonder, do you know what that trade involved?
Probably a lot of shitty players because they got a shitty player in Odorizzi. Like, I don't think they got much. I mean, they gave up some probably crappy minor league players.
Okay.
I think they
I'll
just
take the Marlins purely off of a weird line. Not that I mean, obviously, if you're gonna tell me down to the offense, it's the Braves, right, over the Marlins by far. But just on a weird line, I'll take the Marlins.
Everybody likes Ian Anderson. People call him Playoff Anderson because dude seems to be really good in the playoffs. He's scuffling this year. I think they brought in Odorizzi to eat up his innings. They sent Anderson down to the minor leagues to try and get fixed before the playoffs. Odorizzi's just a body. I mean, really just a body. So you like Marlins money line. I like over 7. Padres Nationals up next with an over-under of 9. Padres -260. Nationals +220. I just say the Padres are a good parlay piece. The run line's -165 on BetUS, so can't do that. Just give me the Padres as a money line piece.
Okay, how about would you entertain an under?
Uh,
I'm,
Padres
I'm
probably
showing
win.
under 9.
I could see the Padres winning 6-2, maybe 7-2, something like that. Probably an under probably does come in, under 9. Probably just squeaks in, or maybe ties.
I'll say that.
Okay. Guardians Blue Jays with an over under of 8.5. Guardians plus 140. Blue Jays minus 165. I'm with the squirrel in that Guardians money line, but for rapid fire, I'll say over 8.5. I like both offenses. Both starters can give up 3-4 runs easily. Wouldn't surprise me.
Mm-hmm.
Take over.
Yeah, over or the plus 140. Yeah, on the Guardians.
Yeah, to get that at plus 158. I mean, I would bet it at plus 140, and I think you even said that when you talked about it. I would still bet it. Guardians are right behind the Blue Jays in terms of stats, so I like that one. Phillies and Mets are up next. Minus 150 yesterday. Squirrel said it's minus 215 on BetUS. Phillies plus 185 with an over-under of 7. I think the Mets at minus 215 are a parlay piece, or it's Scherzer. If you want to go run line at plus money, can't be mad at you.
Yeah, I was gonna say run line as well, but the only thing that scares you is the confinements now of the total being 7 at very low, and you have to win by 2, and then stacking that with being the home team as well, which, as we know,
Yeah.
cash is around 8 or 9% less of the time compared to being an away favorite. So, in terms of statistically being able to cash that, I don't like it, but I do like I like it, but I don't like it, if that makes sense.
Right.
So I do, yeah.
And
I
as
don't know. What do you do?
I was going to say, just as Alex mentioned in the comments section, Kyle Schwarber, Kyle Schwarber is out, but B, it's also a power left-handed bat being out. So that's going to be big for the Phillies. So, yeah, give me Mets. I'll take the run line, plus money,
Yeah.
plus 105 on
If I
BetUS.
had to bet something out of the 6 options presented to me, being over under or run line or money line, I would take the Mets run line at home.
Hope you guys are getting in a lot of bets on this. This feels like a day that we whip the sportsbook's butt. This feels like a day we bend them over. Man, smack the sports books, fellas. Let's go. Tigers, White Sox are up next with an over-under of 8.5. Tigers plus 180. White Sox minus 210. To me, it's White Sox money line. If you want to take a stab on the run line, it's basically even money. Okay. But I think it's a money line parlay piece more. What do you think between Tigers, White Sox, over under of
As a parlay piece, yeah,
anything?
I don't know if I'd lay 210.
No.
Again, much like the Mets, I'm not in love with home team run lines, and I don't have anything hitting on it for systems, etc. But that would be the place I'd have to go. I'm not backing the Tigers in any capacity.
Yankees and Red Sox, Herman versus Eovaldi, over under of 9 on BetUS. Yankees minus 115, Red Sox minus 105. If I had to pick a winner, I'm with you. I would take the Yankees, but I like the over probably more. I think Herman does get hit. I think Eovaldi gets hit. I would take over 9.
Yeah, I like the Yankees though, so I'm going to stick with that.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't want to pick a total. I'm not good at it.
Yep. Stick with what you're good at, man. And you're good at picking winners and losers, so to speak. The other team's going to lose, so I like it. Orioles and Rays, over under of 7.5. Orioles plus 125. Rays minus 145. I like the over or the Orioles money line.
I like the Rays money line. I really do. I think it's a tad too low.
Okay.
So
Mariners and Rangers, over under of 8 on BetUS, minus 165 for the Mariners. Rangers plus 140. I don't know this Rangers starter. Kirby's on the mound for the Mariners.
I think the Mariners are honestly a potential piece of a parlay.
The Mariners. Okay.
If I were going to that, you want to see, the thing with a parlay though is to me, you can look at a parlay one of two ways, right? As an absolute significant boost to like one play, right? So let's say that if you wanted to take the Guardians and then like a really safe play, so to speak, then you would really just be boosting the one game, right? You'd really like give a large, odds increase to the one game. Mariners to me is a game that I feel very comfortable winning under 200 or under minus 200. Like I don't feel like you're paying as much as this could be juiced to, really.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I would use them as probably like a parlay piece. Anyway, Mariners either way. So that's what I like.
That's what you like. That's what I like to hear. All right, let's go ahead now. Do it to the next game. I don't even think I gave a pick for Mariners Rangers. Did I give? I'm going under 8. Under 8. Dodgers Royals. Dodgers minus 240. Royals plus 200. Over under of 9. Dodgers parlay piece. Dodgers run line minus 150. Gonsolin's on the mound. Yeah, it's Dodgers all day long.
That feels crazy. It is Dodgers all day long, but I still don't know. Just with how sports are, I don't know if I can get myself to say that the Dodgers win by 2 60% of the time. That's really what you have to think. Like that's how you have to approach something like that is. Instead of like it's minus 150, they're going to crush blah blah like don't think about this one instance, but think about 10 or 100 instances of this game. Would they pull that off 7 out of 10 times winning by 2? Because if you win 6 out of 10, you're only breaking even at minus 150. So now we need to win over 60% of the time to be profitable. And to me, I just bow out of those. Like, will the Dodgers most likely win? Yeah, sure. They most likely will win. And you probably don't need me to tell you that at a line of minus 240. But to be profitable.
I bet if we get these exact same information, trends to play it out 10 times, I bet the Dodgers can cover a run line in 7 out of 10. In fact, the Dodgers, their last 10 games, have won the run line in every single game their last 10. Give me that Dodgers on the run line, baby. Give it to me. All right.
But it makes your margins very thin, right?
Yeah,
I mean, because now you're required to actually do 7 out of 10. Like it just we're looking for large discrepancies, and when I see a shred of value like that, it's like I'm gonna I'll bow out of it for the day.
I hear you.
Anyway, moving on.
Athletics and Astros over under of 8.5. Athletics plus 270. Astros minus 325. Astros parlay.
I'm not even joking. Here's what I would do here. I'm not even kidding you. I would take a half a unit on the Oakland Athletics run line plus 1.5 at plus 135.
All right. Brewers and Cardinals up next with an over under of 7.5. Brewers plus 140. Cardinals minus 165. I am taking. Let me look up one quick thing here with Milwaukee.
I had something on the Brewers. Didn't Jordan Montgomery come from the Yankees?
Yep. I'm taking Cardinals money line minus 165. Parlay it. Cardinals money line for me.
I'm taking the Brewers money line.
Okay. Plus 140. Love it. Diamondbacks Rockies over under of 12.5. Diamondbacks plus 105. Rockies minus 125. I'm taking the over 12.5. Senzatella, Davies, give me over 12.5.
So that cashed the last 2 days in a row now. We had talked about this game before we did the show a little bit, and I almost made the Colorado Rockies one of my official plays. And after discussing it, you had said, why try to pick a side? Just take a total. And I guess I see it. We were talking about terrible pitching, kind of a lot of inconsistent play in both of those types of teams. So I laid off. But if I had to pick it, I would pick the side and take the Colorado Rockies.
All right. 2 more here. Twins and Angels. Twins minus 135. Angels plus 115. Over under of 8. I'm with you on the Twins. I'll take that money line.
Yeah, that's a 6,000 unit play for me on the Minnesota Twins.
Pirates and Giants over under of 7.5 on BetUS. Pirates plus 225. Giants at minus 265. To me, it's another parlay piece, or take the run line. Rodon's on the mound versus Wilson. Sure, sign me up.
Yep. Again, low total, home team. Don't really care for a run line, but it's you're kind of confined. So that's where I'd go, I think. Let me look this up because I think it would be valuable information for people. When the Giants are at home and the total is like 7 or 7.5, I'm pretty sure.
Hit this like button, fellas. Love this. Systems. Getting systems. Hit that like button. I love this, Squirrel. Thank you. Love it. Love it.
Okay, so here's all the totals. So when the Giants this year are at home, let's see, over under, when it's at 7.5, they're 14 overs, 10 unders. So that would be 58.3% to the over. I thought it was higher than that, but when the Giants have, dude, their lines are always like 7, 7.5, 8. I mean, that's all it ever is when they're at home, basically. But
I was going to say at home, that ballpark. Yeah, exactly. All right.
Let's see. Trying to narrow this down a little bit. See if I can. Ooh, home teams.
Hit me with
Home
it.
teams when the total 7.5 is 56.5% on the run line anyway. Or I mean, sorry, on the money line. Whatever. All right, I thought it was a little higher than it is, but maybe at one point it was as well. You know what I mean? Like there could have been some unders coming in that have ruined that a little bit, but I thought that the Giants, with their low totals, were going over a lot more.
Okay. Okay. There it is, guys. There's the payoff
Okay.
pitch Friday.
Okay.
Look at that slate. Look at all those winners on the left-hand side. Look at all those winners. Hit that like button if you're going to tail any of those. Hit that like button and let us know. Make sure you're following us on Twitter and get over to hockeysquirrel.com for our bets on Saturday and Sunday.
Do it. And join my Facebook group because I post in there all the time. It's my favorite form of communication besides, I guess, like I've been trying to keep up with Twitter a little bit, but you're kind of confined into this little, like, a tweet is not very much. It's like 200 characters or something. Yeah. It's pretty short, pretty small. So, I do these huge posts, write-ups. I post videos, pictures, all kinds of stuff, systems in my Facebook group. So if you're on there, definitely join. Otherwise, all my write-ups are on the website as well. I'm not overly consistent on TikTok either. I've been trying, and I don't know. I do it for a few days, and then I just kind of trail off.
All right,
Calcorn trail off.
It's a good Friday night in baseball. I think it's going to be good. Let me wish everybody good luck. Send everybody positive energy. May you cash all your bets and come back on Monday, and let's talk Monday's baseball. Enjoy your weekend, fellas. Have a good one.
See you later.